Well, you're always hopeful when a manager comes into United that he can get United back competing at the top. It's not quite happened the last few years. I think the PR over the last week from the new manager has been very good. He spoke well. He's been very positive. Talks about, a lot of talk about changing systems. He's a young manager. He looks hungry. He looks like hopefully he can deal with the pressure. But I'll be honest, nobody knows until he gets into the job properly, and that's getting games under his belt. You'd hope today they can come and beat Ipswich. You hope they can put a marker down, get the team competing. And it's probably just more hope than anything else at this moment in time until he gets into the job and he sees probably what the real problems are.
As Roy said, there has been a lot of talk about this change in systems. He doesn't seem like a man who's going to be particularly flexible on that point.
No, he certainly said it's his way or the highway. He's looked fresh, he's looked exciting, but of course you've got to get the results on the pitch. And if it is going to be this system, do I think he's got the players for it? I do. I think that, they've got a lot of centre-backs, this 3-4-3, however the three looks at the top end of the pitch, we'll find out in the coming weeks. But it all starts here, and this is where they've got to really, like Roy said, lay down a marker, see what they're all about. And I think there'll be a few players in this system who will start to profit from the new manager because they'll have a change in role.
Another thing that's interesting in terms of the setup, Jamie, because that's come in for a lot of criticism over the years since Sir Alex Ferguson left, is that he comes in as head coach rather than as manager. Does that suggest that he's going to have to work with the players who are already there rather than having an active role in the transfer window?
Well, I think he does need to have an active role in the transfer window, first of all, and that's why he'll need time. I know he's not signed a long-term contract, but that he needs to come in, assess the players, see which ones want to run for him. He said players don't run back. Who wants to chase, who wants to be involved and look forward to what Manchester United and what he wants to do, because there are a lot of players that aren't good enough for Manchester United. That's why they're in the position they are. We will see an upturn today, absolutely. They will run more because there is a new manager bounce. That always is the case. And it's just going to be interesting. But what I do like about him is that it feels like he's talking a lot of sense. He hasn't come in and tried to say too much. Sometimes a manager comes in, they probably don't get the message across. I look at it and think, yeah, you know what, I look like I want to play for you. I'd want to give my all for you. And so far, it's been a very successful, I'd say, pre-game press conferences and everything's gone well. But one thing that matters and one thing only will be results. He's got to win football matches, and if he does that, he's going to be a big success.
And the question is what he can do in the time that he's had, with the fact that the players have been away on international duty, Roy, as well.
Yeah, of course he's only had the week and players coming back and getting some sort of recovery. Yeah, of course, so you'd obviously give him the benefit of the doubt today, but you still think with United's quality, again, that bounce a new manager will bring. Ipswich particularly struggling. I know they had a good win at Spurs, but struggling at home, so no matter what position Man United are in, you'd like to think they can come to Ipswich and get a result. But I think the big surprise for all United's problems is, I suppose, the lack of goals. We talk most weeks about United having a lot of good, talented players, but we don't see it in terms of the goals. The goals ratio is really, really poor. So that's certainly an area that will improve on top of all the other ones he's got.
Hi guys. Welcome.
But for you, it's not an impossible job.
No, of course not. I believe that. Call me naive, but I truly believe that I'm the right guy in the right moment. I could be wrong, but the earth still will turn, the sun will rise again. It doesn't matter. So I'm not worried about that. I truly believe that I'm the right guy for this job.
What have you made of the players, and do you think these players are open to actually playing in different positions in your system?
I think they want to play. This is in this first moment they just want to play, so it's easy. In the future we will see. I have to understand. You can watch on TV, but you have to train with them to understand if he can cope with different positions. So we are in that phase. Everybody wants to play now. If they have the opportunity of playing as a goalkeeper, they will play in the moment. In the future we will see, but they are open to change some positions.
Ruben, you're the 6th permanent manager of Manchester United since the club last won the Premier League title. What gives you the belief that you can be the one to restore the club to that level?
I'm a little bit a dreamer, and I believe in myself. I also believe in the club. I think we have the same idea, the same mindset, so that can help. But I truly believe in the players also. I know that you guys don't believe a lot in these players, but I believe a lot. I think we have room to improve, and I want to try new things. So you guys think it's not possible? I think it's possible. We will see in the end.
What have you seen here that you think you can make an impact straight away with?
Yes, in simple things, I think. If you want to speak about the team, the way we play, I think we lose the ball too often, and we have to keep the ball. We have to be better on running back. I think that is clear for everybody. And we have to be very good in the details. Sometimes we are hoping to change a lot of things, big things. I think it's the small things, and we have to improve on that small things. The way we see football, play as a team, understanding the game in one way. That is the focus. So I can tell you, in the small things, I think I can help a lot these players.
Is 2.5 years long enough? You've got to need more than that.
I have 2 years and a half of contract, and you guys talk about that. I think 2 years you can understand if I'm the right manager to go in this process. I think we will need more time because if you look to the other clubs that are winning this league, they are doing this process for a long time, but they are winning. That's why they have time to do this project. So I understand that we will need more than 2.5 years. We have to win something somewhere. But in 2 years you can understand if you want to continue in this path or you have to change. So we will see how long it will take.
Initially, is it possible to ask this group of players to play your style of football, your formation, or do you perhaps need to pick a style of football, a philosophy that suits the players you already have here?
Now, as a coach, you have to choose one way or another. I choose always 100% our way. I prefer to risk a little bit, but to push in the first moment. If they feel that since first day I believe so much in our way of playing, they will believe too. So there is no second doubts, no second way. It's one way, and we are going to do it. We will adapt some players because you don't have the right profile. This team was built for a different system, but like I told you guys already, it's the same thing playing with 5 or 4. The principles are the same. The positioning is a little bit different. But maybe on Sunday you will see the list of players, the starting 11. You don't feel a lot of change, but you will feel it in the game during the positioning, in the way they receive the ball or to cover the ball. You will see some changes.
Do you sense maybe the players have lost belief in themselves a little bit, given what's happened at the start of this season?
That's for sure, but this is normal in every team. When you don't win games, you start to be suspicion of the way of playing. I cannot control the ball with pressure. So these small things you start feeling in the players. You can understand almost when they walk to the game or to the warm up. You can feel it if they are confident or not. So that is a normal thing. So I think I have to help them to feel that it will take time, but they are ready to cope with the demands of the games in Premier League, because they prove that. And you can see even this year and last year, sometimes they have a bad first half, and then in the second half, without any change, tactical change, they will turn up and change things. So they have to find out that mindset to play this way through all the game.
The recruitment at Manchester United in the last decade has been quite mixed, to say the least. It's been very much like that. Do you expect to have an influence on the players that come into this football club, or will that be left to other departments?
I think it has to be all together, because if you are a coach that coming here and already chose the players, it could be wrong, because this is a football club that will be here for a long time. And you as a coach, you don't know that. So you have to work everybody together. and for that we have to improve the process of recruitment, the data, the profile of the players that we want. But I have to have a strong position on that because I'm the coach. I know how to play, so I think it's all together. But in the final word, as you can say, it should be the manager, not just because it's your right, but it is your responsibility. Because in the end, the results they will ask you about the results is to me. So I think it's all together. Improve the process of the recruitment. I have to understand the league. That is important, and then when everything is aligned, all the ideas, everybody's on the same page, we can buy and sell players.
Sorry to follow up, but has that been agreed then that you have the final sign off on the players?
I'm saying here the final. I don't know. It's not the final, but I have a great responsibility when we choose players, because this is something that should be done in this way. I'm the manager, the head coach, so I had to choose the players.
I think you said the other day that you wanted to meet with Sir Alex Ferguson, and maybe, I think you mentioned Roy Keane as well, to have a dinner or with players that have played for the club before. He's actually on the television doing the game at Ipswich. Do you want me to pass on the invitation to Roy for dinner with him?
Roy Keane? Yeah. No, it was a player that I really liked. I know he's a little bit crazy. You know?
He's a lot crazy. You know?
But he was a massive player, and I like players with character. Yeah. I think they can improve. Not just what Roy Keane did on the pitch, the way he influenced the others. I think that is very important. In one player, you must have this kind of player in the big clubs, and I hope we'll have in the future players like Roy Keane. Sir Alex Ferguson, you want to ask so many things. I think he will talk about horses. They told me that. I don't understand nothing about horses, but it will be amazing to meet that kind of character.